This is going to be an extremely interesting YouTube video called "I Thought Someone Sent Them to Trip Me Up." And as we get into this, it's a little bit humorous, but I want to share this with you. Now, every minister has had strange experiences over the years with people. And you have adults sometimes that will go into a ministry or a church that have an ulterior motive of being an opportunist. In other words, they want to be there because they think that they will end up on the platform, they will end up in the inner circle of ministry, or various reasons. You also have people that I call self-appointed prophets or prophetesses that claim to be a watchdog for the kingdom. Now, the thing that they are what we call a self-appointed watchdog. Some of them have no church, no pastor, nobody that they answer to, because they are a law unto themselves. And you have a few people that, no one knows who they are except maybe a few folks locally. Perhaps they have a small group or a church, but they get a following of 100 people. Next thing you know, they are an influencer. It's real funny. I read about the fivefold ministry in the book of Ephesians 4, never found influencer. I found pastor, evangelist, teacher, prophet, apostle, but not influencer. And then we have other situations where people, and this is very wicked, try to set up someone privately by secretly taping them. It's all a setup, and the evil about that is that if you're the person taping, you know how to play it. You know how to make yourself look like you're being abused. You know how to make yourself look like, you've been wrong, and the other persons don't even know what you're saying. So there is an evil connected to some of those type of things that people have tried to do. And I do believe that one of the reasons that we have so many people trying to hurt other people or set up other people is people have unhealed wounds. Most people's attack on another person is because of envy, jealousy, or an unhealed wound. And until people get healed, then what they will do, what an individual with the unhealed wound will do, is they will find other people to associate in their inner circle, and they will use other people as pawns to try to embarrass or hinder other people. And that's where the body of Christ needs discernment. So the reason I said that is because of an incident that happened to me years ago. Now, this is more humorous than anything else. Children can ask some of the most unusual questions. My son, when he was 5 years of age, we took him on the road. Charlie Ellis, my office director, and I took him to Marietta, Georgia on a Sunday, just where he could be with his dad. And he said, I want to hang with Dad in his service. So he came back and he asked me this question in the hotel room. Dad, you said that men were made from clay and dust of the earth. I said, that's right. He said, okay, I got to ask you a question. If I play with clay and put water on it, it makes it slippery and makes it melt. Why can we take a shower or get in a pool and we don't melt if we're made of clay? Now, I looked over at Charlie and I said, where'd that come from? Then he said to me, today you talked about Jesus was the only begotten Son, but then you told everybody that we were sons of God. So how can Jesus be the only begotten Son and we are his sons if Jesus is the only Son? And I went, okay, Jonathan, who told you to ask me these questions? He said, nobody, Dad. He said, it's just stuff I thought up. And my son has I can't even describe it, a genius brain when it comes to creativity, thinking, story development, and content development. It's just, kid's incredible. He's not a kid now, by the way. He was 5 then, he's 35 now. So children can ask the most interesting question. Now, there's been twice in my life that I have been stumped with questions, and both of those, believe this or not, were questions that Pam asked me, my wife. And I wish I could remember what they were and I would tell them to you, but I remember at the time I thought, wow, this is pretty interesting. And I'll tell you a funny story. We preached a lot at Free Chapel Worship Center, which is Jensen Franklin's church. Had a great revival there a couple years back. But his wife, Sharice, and Pam are best friends. Well, we were in the back room eating during it was one of the revivals that we had. And so Sharice, who is Jensen's wife, was challenging Jensen on something that he had taught. So we get the Bible out and I get my phone out and everybody's talking about this. And I looked at Sharice and I said, let me tell you something. You're both my friends, but you're not going to get me to ever say Jensen was wrong, because I don't think he was. So it was really funny. So here's what I'm going to tell you. These are just some side stories, but here's the real thought. I was in Georgia preaching many years ago for a dear friend of mine named Joe Edwards, who is now with the Lord. So he asked me to do something different. He said, I want you to come a little early and we will have a gathering with the children before the main service in the children's church, and I want the children to ask you questions. And I thought, wow, now this will be interesting. So I had no idea what they were going to ask. Okay, now one of them was, who would go in the rapture? One of them was, will my animal go in the rapture? These are questions that kids have. Then I got two of the strangest questions. So I'm going to ask you, how would you answer these kids, or if your children came to you, how would you truly answer this question? Question, yes, young man, what would you like to ask? Well, if the streets are gold in heaven, is God going to give us a gold toilet and a gold shower, and we can use the bathroom on a toilet made of gold? All right, I'm standing there for a moment, and then this question comes, and if we eat food in heaven, will we have to go to the bathroom in heaven like we do on earth? So two questions. Now, maybe you've never thought about this. I have, but the Bible does not tell you about bathrooms in heaven at all. It doesn't tell you there's going to be gold commodes in heaven. It doesn't tell you that if you eat food, you're going to have to go to the bathroom. I remember one guy wrote me an email one time. He was talking about all the horses that would come at Armageddon and, millions of saints on horses. And he said, that's a bunch of, he used a bad word. And he said, what will happen to all the manure from those horses? Well, the point is a spirit horse does not have that. Now, we're going to have a spirit body in heaven. We will eat in heaven because there's a tree of life that we can eat from in heaven near the river of life. We will eat at the marriage supper of the Lamb, all right? However, in a spirit body, it would take the food in a different format because it's a spirit body. Remember, Jesus ate fish and bread at the resurrection of his disciples, and he said we would have a meal of the marriage supper of the Lamb, Revelation 19, but the spirit would, if I can use the word, digest the food completely differently than it would in a physical body. This is my physical body here. And so the intestines, stomach, that is all a part of my physical body at this point. No one really knows what type of body a spirit body is. I'm talking about a spirit body because the spirit comes out of the body at death and the physical part remains. So it's a mystery. The thing about a gold toilet, I don't have a concept of there being a gold toilet in heaven. Okay, now maybe I'll be surprised one day, but how would you answer that to your questions? So it's almost like when we talk about angels, manna is angels' food, and angels ate manna. A spirit body or an angelic body in the spirit realm, not the flesh realm, but in the spirit realm, is different than the flesh body. And Jesus said, touch me, for a spirit hath not flesh and bone. Did you hear what he said? A spirit hath not bone and does not have flesh, because bone and flesh are part of the body. So my point is, I really thought that someone had set those two boys up to say, I want you to ask him this question so everybody would get a good laugh, or maybe I would give a rather controversial answer. But thankfully, I asked the boys, who told you to say that? They said, nobody. I was just thinking about that. And I believe they were sincere. So children can ask the strangest questions. But, it's always good to give an answer if you can. But if you can't, don't go making something up just to make them feel good. Just say, honey, I don't know. That's a mystery. We're going to find out one day. So some of these things we talk about probably have more mystery connected to them than they do any kind of biblical revelation or insight. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I just want to say, subscribe to the channel. Give this a thumbs up. Just hit the thumbs up button once, and that'll help us with what they call the algorithm for more people to see the program. And I want to thank you for your prayers and support of the Voice of Evangelism Ministry. I also want to thank all of you overseas that we're now hearing from. We have a huge project we're working on. We're going to release it sometime soon, and this is going to be thrilling for everybody outside the United States and in Canada. And I'm very excited. I guess I'm as excited about this as anything that we've done in the past 15 years. and it's going to be wonderful. So subscribe to our channel. Go to perrystone.org, Perry Stone Ministries Facebook page, and also check out our online store. We have so many resources, and we're now able to do something which we're able to do digital downloads that you can pay for from anywhere in any country you're in, and it's processed here through the ministry, and you get the digital download of the DVD or the CDs. And we have to do this. Someone said, why don't you do it for free? Because I have staff and I have television airtime, and our budget's $12 million a year, and if we did everything free, we'd have to literally have to shut the doors. You know, we've got equipment, we're building a new studio, so all of this takes income to do. So thank you for your prayers and time. Keep watching for something special coming up.
God has reserved the revelation of many prophetic mysteries for the time of the end, a time when knowledge shall increase. Daniel declared, "None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." This powerful truth is what inspires us to host an annual prophetic summit, bringing together America's leading speakers and revelators, all gifted in discerning and interpreting end-time events. The 2025 Summit featured 14 powerful services with 7 prophetic leaders that Perry Stone is now making available to you in this special Manifest TV offer. When you order, you'll experience these 5 insightful messages from Perry. Is Trump a reformer leading a great American reset? Feasting on the wrong blood, Christians that are fellowshipping with demons. Why is God shaking churches and ministries before the rapture? The vision, chastisement because of defiant Christians, the nomophobia strike. How angelic demonic wars in heaven are affecting weather on earth. Joseph Z. illustrated his unique insights on the whiteboard with a revelation on the spirit of Elijah, the future of America. Bill Cloud brought Hebraic insight to the summit with these 2 messages. He is about to turn the tables over. He trains my hands for war. Mark Biltz used PowerPoint illustrations and charts to reveal Hebrew nuggets in his 2 teachings. Genesis mysteries from the Hebrew language. Birth pangs of the final redemption. John Kilpatrick posed the question, "The earth is speaking. Are you listening?" Plus, Jonathan Cahn expounds with a powerful message tracing the dragon's attack on Israel, and Mario Murillo hits hard with his message, "Away with the sissy false prophets." All 14 messages are now available on DVD for $95 and audio CD or USB drive for $65. This offer is also available for purchase as a digital audio download and video on demand when you visit perrystone.org. DVDs and video on demand include all PowerPoints, whiteboards, scriptures, and illustrations shown by the speakers. You'll receive over 14 hours of prophetic teaching, an investment in knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Your purchase helps Perry Stone Ministries continue a global outreach. To order, visit perrystone.org or call toll-free 1-888-21-BREAD. That's 1-888-212-7323. Or write to Perry Stone, P.O. Box 3595, Cleveland, Tennessee 37320. Include your check and the appropriate offer number. For DVDs, use offer number 25PS-DVD. For CDs, use offer number 25PS-CD. And for USB drive, use offer number 25PS-USB. If you love biblical prophecy, this could be your greatest spiritual investment in 2025. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Searching for a message that inspires and uplifts, delivered precisely when you need it? Perry Stone offers immediate access to a vast collection of teachings grounded in God's Word. Visit perrystone.org/downloads to explore over 400 digital audio teachings in MP3 format, compatible with any device. Simply select your teaching, complete your purchase, and receive an instant download link, both on the checkout page and via email. Click Save As to store it securely, ensuring unrestricted access whenever you need it. For those who prefer video, perrystone.tv provides a dedicated video-on-demand platform featuring the latest conferences, teaching series, and Perry Stone's current manifest messages, all available instantly. This direct approach eliminates shipping fees and delays, especially beneficial for international audiences as it bypasses prolonged transit times. Plus, when making international purchases, your payment card automatically converts foreign currencies to your home currency, using the exchange rate provided by the payment network, simplifying the transaction process. Whether audio or video, it's a timely, impactful word, ready whenever you are.